Shivāya namastubhyam, Shivasvarupine namaha, Namaste Bhaktavatsalya, Mahadevaya te namaha. Lord Shiva is not just a deity. He is the breath beneath silence, the flame behind the eyes, the stillness within all movement. He is the ascetic in meditation, the dancer of galaxies, the destroyer of illusion, and the tender healer of wounded hearts. He is both thunder and whisper, nirguna and saguna, formless and formed, distant as the sky and intimate as your own breath. But how does one speak of the infinite? In compassion, Lord Shiva makes himself knowable, descending into form not to limit but to liberate. Sometimes he walks as a humble monk, sometimes as a fierce hunter, a radiant god, a silent pillar of light. Through his manifestations, incarnations, and sacred presences, he reveals that many ways the divine touches our lives, not from above, but from within. This is not mythology. It is mystic memory. These are not tales. They are truths veiled in poetry, echoing across lifetimes, awakening something ancient in the soul. As we continue the incarnations of Lord Shiva in the Rudra Saṁhitā, we walk with Lord Shiva through grief and grace, through trials and transcendence, through fire and stillness. We meet him not in abstract theology, but in movements where divinity meets human vulnerability. We begin with his gentle footsteps as Bhikṣuvarya, a move through his cosmic test, fierce blessings, eternal dance, and sacred geography. In the quiet guise of Bhikṣuvarya, the humble monk, Lord Shiva walked among the grieving, not to command but to comfort. To a sorrow-stricken widow and her sons, he came not with weapons, but with the gentle force of compassion and quiet wisdom. Lord Shiva's protection lay not in arms, but in presence. Through silent strength, Lord Shiva revealed that grief, when embraced with faith, becomes a passage, not a prison. Loss can be the altar upon which awakening dawns. By surrendering their sorrow, the widow and her children discovered refuge, not from pain, but within it, where brokenness gave way to light. Bhikṣuvarya shows that the divine meets us most intimately in our vulnerability. Even shattered hearts can cradle grace. Even silence can heal. In his quiet steps, hope returns. When Lord Shiva sought to test the young sage Upamanyu, he assumed the radiant form of Indra, Sureshwara, cloaked in divine splendor and celestial temptation. With promises of heavenly pleasures and golden realms, Lord Shiva sought to lure the boy from his austere path. But Upamanyu's devotion was unshakable, diamond-like, clear, and incorruptible. Seeing through the dazzling illusion, Upamanyu stood firm, unmoved by the glitter of Maya, his heart anchored in the eternal. Awed by such steadfast surrender, Lord Shiva revealed his true form and poured upon the boy blessings beyond measure. The test became a revelation that unwavering bhakti cuts through illusion. A devotion, pure, unbending, draws down the divine. Upamanyu's tale shines as a reminder that When the heart offers itself fully, no glamour can distract, no temptation mislead. In such devotion, the eternal light is seen, not as a distant star, but as the truth within. In a parallel thread of divine play, Maa Pārvatī, though radiant and divine, faced ridicule on her path to union with Lord Śiva. The ascetic Jyotirliṅgas, cloaked in austerity, mocked her longing, questioning the worth of her devotion. But Maa Pārvatī's love was no flicker, it was fire. Each insult only fanned the flame. Unmoved by scorn, she held firm, her heart unwavering in its call to Lord Śiva. Her journey teaches, when the soul loves the divine, no doubt can dim its light. True bhakti endures every trial and transforms pain into power, ridicule into radiant resolve. Maa Pārvatī's devotion blazes still, guiding all who walk the thorned path of love, reminding us that even scorn can sanctify when the heart belongs to God. In the divine dance of Sunarthaka Natha, Lord Śiva answered Maa Pārvatī's penance not with words but with movement, the primal rhythm of creation itself. As Nataraja, every gesture became a vibration, every step a pulse that shaped the cosmos. Together, Lord Śiva and Maa Pārvatī danced in perfect unity, consciousness and energy, the Shiva and Shakti moving as one. In their sacred duet, separation vanished, revealing the universe as a seamless flow of spirit and matter intertwined. Their dance is not just a performance, it is creation's heartbeat, the silent throb behind every birth, death, and rebirth. Through this divine play, the cosmos flows effortlessly, endlessly. To witness Sunarthaka Natha is to see that all existence is movement, all life a sacred rhythm, and all forms a fleeting flash of the divine in motion. In the humble form of Sadhudvija, the sage, Lord Śiva approached King Himawat with words steeped in cosmic foresight. He spoke not only as a messenger, but as truth itself, foretelling that the union of Lord Śiva and Maa Pārvatī would stir gods and demons alike, shaking the heavens and testing the balance of creation. Yet, beneath that solemn warnings lay a deeper assurance. Destiny, once woven by the divine, cannot be unraveled. No fear, no resistance, not even cosmic turmoil could halt the sacred unfolding. And so, the divine wedding came to pass, not as a moment in time, but as the opening of an eternal Leela, where love transcends fear and purpose flows unhindered. Their union became the axis of the cosmos, Shiva and Shakti, stillness and motion, consciousness and energy, in perfect eternal embrace. This sacred marriage reminds us that when love is anchored in truth, it becomes the mightiest force of transformation, guiding even the chaos of the universe into harmony. The next incarnation is of Ashwatthama. Then, at the opportune time, Rudra, the mighty Lord who brings about the end of all, manifested a portion of himself as the powerful son of Drona. Atavasaramasadhya Rudra Sarvantaka Prabhu Swam Shena Tanayo Jagne Dronasya sa Mahabala. Ashwathama, son of Drona, rose as a blazing storm on the battlefield of the Mahabharata. His wrath, a fire fueled by grief, betrayal, and loss. Yet, beneath the inferno of vengeance pulsed a deeper pain, a soul scorched by sorrow and yearning for redemption. Within him flickered the fierce spark of Lord Shiva, the divine fire that burns even in the heart of rage. His fury was not merely destruction. It was a crucible revealing that even wrath, when surrendered to awareness, can become a path to transformation. Ashwathama teaches that the fire which consumes can also purify. When anger is transmuted by wisdom, it becomes light, burning away illusion and ego, so the soul may rise, raw but renewed. His story is a fierce testament that no storm within us lies beyond grace, and that even the darkest blaze can illuminate the way of truth. Then came Kirāta, the wild hunter, Lord Shiva in disguise, stepping into the forest to test Arjuna, the mighty warrior. Cloaked in rugged grace, Kirāta confronted him not merely in battle, but in spirit, challenging not just his skill, but his pride. This fierce duel became a crucible when Arjuna's ego, once sharp and unyielding, began to melt in the fire of divine presence. Arjuna's strength, once rooted in mastery, now found its ground in surrender. And when the battle stilled, it was not victory over an enemy, but over the self that marked his triumph. Pleased with his humility, Lord Shiva revealed his true form and granted Arjuna the Pashupata Astra, not as a prize for valor, but as a blessing for awakening. In the tale of Kirāta, we learn true power is not seized, it is received, and the mightiest warrior is the one who bows before the infinite. Then came the Jyotirliṅgas, the 12 blazing columns of pure primordial light, Lord Shiva's Swarupa revealed not in form but in essence. They are not mere shrines, nor stone sanctums. They are the living fire through which the infinite touches the finite, where the veil between self and self grows thin. Saurashtre Somanathascha Srishaile Mallikarjuna Ujjainya Mahakala Omkare Chamareshwara Kedaro Himavat Kshetre Dakinyam Bhima Shankara Varanasyam Cha Vishvesha Triyambaka Gautami Tate Vaidyanathastachita Bhumau Nagesho Dharukavane Setu Bhande Charamesho Gushmeshascha Shivalaye. Somanatha. Here Lord Shiva shines as the Lord of the moon, the cool, healing light that soothes the fevered soul. In Somanatha, we feel Lord Shiva's compassion, not thunderous, but tender, a balm for the weary heart. A reminder that all waxing sorrow wanes into peace. Mallikarjuna. In these hills where jasmine blooms, Mallikarjuna reveals the fragrance of surrender. It is here that Lord Shiva and Maa Shakti dwell together eternally, a divine domesticity that whispers, the ultimate union lies not in escape from the world, but in sacred intimacy within it. Mahakal. In Ujjaini, the time bows. Mahakal is the devourer of death, the black flame that consumes every illusion of permanence. To enter his presence is to stand naked before truth. Here, the ego trembles and the soul awakens to eternity. Omkareshvara. Upon a river island shaped like Om, Lord Shiva vibrates as sound itself, the cosmic hum that birthed all creation. In Omkareshvara, the seeker hears not with their ears, but with the soul. This is where silence speaks and resonance becomes revelation. Kedareshvara. High among the snow-laden peaks, Lord Shiva bears the pilgrim's burden. In Kedara, every stone is mantra, every breath a penance. He is the mountain's stillness, the strength to endure, the grace that uplifts. To climb here is to climb inward towards one's own summit. Bhima Shankara. Deep in the Sahyadri forest, Bhima Shankara burns like fire hidden in wood. He is fierce compassion, terrible and tender. Here, he battles not demons alone, but the inner enemies of greed, anger, and delusion. His roar is the call to awaken. Vishveshvara. At Kashi, where Lord Shiva is Lord of all, even death becomes liberation. To die in Kashi, Varanasi, is to wake in eternity. This is no city, it is a living mantra, a mystic threshold where the soul sheds its chains and merges into light. Vishveshvara does not rule, he liberates. Triambakeshvara. By the sacred river Godavari, the three-eyed Lord reveals the past, present, and future as one seamless flame. Triambakeshvara is inner vision, the Jnana Chakshu, the wisdom to see beyond duality. Here, every drop of water holds eternity and every gaze divinity. Vaidyanatha. In the cremation ground of consciousness, Vaidyanatha is the divine physician. His medicine is not of herbs, but of truth. He heals the root affliction, the forgetting of the self. Those who seek refuge here do not merely recover, they are reborn. Nageshvara. In the primordial forest where serpents whisper ancient secrets, Nageshvara coils in meditative stillness. He is the power of the Kundalini, the silent ascent of consciousness. Here, stillness is not absence, it is potential, curled and waiting to awaken. Rameshvara. At the ocean's edge, where Lord Rama once built a bridge, Lord Shiva stands as the bridge builder of the soul. Rameshvara teaches that the divine recognizes the divine in all forms, that Lord Rama bows to Lord Shiva and Lord Shiva to Lord Rama. Unity is truth, all else is illusion. Gushmeshvara. At Gushmeshvara, Lord Shiva resides not in grandeur but in humility. This shrine was born of a devotee's tears and love, proof that the smallest act of bhakti, when pure, can summon the infinite. Here Lord Shiva appears not in the fire or thunder, but in a devotee's quiet longing. These 12 Jyotirliṅgas are not scattered. They are seeded across India's sacred body like chakras, channels through which Lord Shiva pulses into the world. They mark the sacred geography of awakening. Each one is a portal, a mirror, a fire. They remind us that light is not always blinding. It can be quiet. That the sacred is not somewhere else. It is here, within and without. That Lord Shiva does not dwell in stone, but in the flame of your seeking. To pilgrimage to them is not just to travel across land. It is to journey through layers of the self, until all that remains is the pure, undying flame. May that flame rise in us all. We have now walked with Lord Shiva through the wheels of form and formlessness, through grief transformed, devotion tested, egos dissolved, and light revealed. We have glimpsed Lord Shiva in the humble monk, the wild hunter, the radiant consort, the fierce protector, and the silent flame. We have bowed at the feet of the 12 sacred lingas, the 12 beacons of eternity carved into the map of India and the soul alike. But this journey is not a conclusion. It is a call. For Lord Shiva is not a figure of the past. He is the pulse of the present. He is not distant or inaccessible. He is the breath behind our breath, the witness behind our thoughts, the stillness that survives every storm. To remember Lord Shiva is to awaken to truth, to dissolve into love, to burn in awareness, and to rise in liberation. Tvameva pratyaksham tattvamasi, tvameva kevalam kartasi, tvameva kevalam dhartasi, tvameva kevalam hartasi, tvameva sarvam khalvidam brahmasmi, shivosi nityam namate namaha. May Jagat Pita Mahadev bless us all. Keep seeking, keep chanting, keep surrendering. Om Namah Śivāya.